Herbert Clark Hoover, 31st President of the United States. He died this morning at his suite in the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York. It was a heart failure brought on by blood toxins that accompanied internal hemorrhaging. He was 90 years old. At this moment, on this evening, let it be said, twice, when there was hunger in the world, he addressed himself to feeding the hungry, and in so doing, he probably saved more lives than any man in history.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin from CBS World News. A press association has just announced that President Roosevelt is dead. The president died of a cerebral hemorrhage. All we know so far is that the president died at Warm Springs in Georgia.
CBS Evening News with Walter Cronkite and Robert Barr in Kansas City, Missouri, Ike Pappas in Independence, Missouri, Charles Kuralt in Independence, Neil Strasser in Washington, and George Nathanson in Managua, Nicaragua.
Good evening. Former President Harry S. Truman died this morning at age 88. The long vigil at Kansas City's Research Hospital came to an end when hospital spokesman Wayne Connery made the announcement.
General Eisenhower died today. His death was peaceful and natural. He was 78 years old, and it was the end of a life so filled with accomplishment and achievement and honors that even though it was a long life, it could hardly have held any more. Down to the end, he remained one of the most popular of all Americans. Last year, it was widely said, and perhaps accurately, that if he had been a little younger and healthier, and had it been legally possible, he could have been elected president again. He survived 7 heart attacks, a stroke, and a variety of surgery. But finally, today, his heart was so weakened it could no longer function, and he died of congestive heart failure. The announcement came from General Frederick Hughes, Commandant of the Walter Reed Army.
From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, some 38 minutes ago.
Second. I'm talking to Tom Johnston, the press secretary for Lyndon Johnson, who has reported that the 36th President of the United States died this afternoon in an ambulance plane on the way to San Antonio, where he was taken after being stricken at his ranch, the LBJ Ranch in Johnson City, Texas. He was stricken at 3:40 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4:40 Eastern Standard Time. 3 agents who were at the scene, who are permanently attached to
I'm Peter Jennings at ABC News headquarters. We have heard just a couple of minutes ago that President Nixon may have died, and we emphasize that is a rumor at this point. We say so because President Clinton has decided he's going to come to the White House cameras in a very short period from now and make some statement, and virtually all of our sources say that it has to do with
This is an ABC News special report.
Good evening. We're breaking into regular programming right now to tell you the news that Gerald R. Ford, the 38th President of the United States, died today at his home in California. His widow, Betty Ford, has made that announcement. President Ford was 93 years old. He died at home, surrounded by members of his family, including his wife of more than half a century, Betty Ford.
ABC News special report. The death of President Jimmy Carter.
I'm Mary Bruce at ABC News headquarters in New York. We are coming on the air at this hour because we have just learned that former President Jimmy Carter, the 39th President of the United States, has died. He was 100 years old. His passing comes just over a year after the death of former First Lady Rosalind Carter, his beloved wife of 77 years and childhood.
This is an NBC News special report.
from NBC News headquarters in New York. The Associated Press is reporting at this hour that former President Ronald Reagan has died. Death apparently came moments ago at his California home, surrounded by family, most of whom flew in the overnight hours, after the former president's health went into a steep decline over just the past several days. Ronald Reagan was the oldest former president in American history.
ABC News special report. The death of President George Herbert Walker Bush.
I'm Linda Lopez at ABC News headquarters here in New York. We are coming on the air because we have some very sad breaking news. George Herbert Walker Bush, the 41st president of the United States, has died at the age of 94. And his death comes just 7 months after burying the love of his life, his beloved wife, Barbara. The two were married for more than 73 years.